I was just like, you know what, we're making love on Wednesday. Quite poetic for a kid who's like 17 years old who could have used any other ways of expressing that.
Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday.
Hey, this is Craig David, and this is the story of 7 Days. I have a tendency of when there's a music event on and there's a microphone and someone sort of slightly holds it out, that my hand is just already grabbing it. The first stint of that I had was at a place called the West Indian Club, which was in Southampton, which was a Caribbean community centre. And there was a DJ called DJ Flash. He was playing R&B and hip hop. My dad was part of the board of chairmans there. So I felt like this could be an opportunity to go over there and see if I could grab the mic. And he was sort of like a bit like, who's this guy? But I took the microphone, started singing ad-libs over some R&B hip hop songs. And he ended up like allowing me to tag along with him. And that was the initial start of me getting into the club scene within Southampton. My mum was like Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, with a little bit of the Osmonds sort of thrown in for good luck. My dad was very much a lot of reggae and dancehall music. And then growing up in the UK, I was very much listening to early jungle, drum and bass, and what would then become sort of speed garage and garage. So you had a good sort of variety of music. I know everyone has their golden age, but I did feel like I grew up in a great time. I just was listening to such great music that I started to write my music, not knowing if it was going to be that great or not. Little did I know that that would become my full-time profession, and it's changed my life because I could express myself through music.
Eat wine. When the crowd say bowl, select.
Mark Hill was one half of the Artful Dodger, and we met in a club called Old Orientals in Southampton. And I was playing hip hop and R&B at this time. He was upstairs playing garage, early garage music, so it was still kind of speed garage. And I'd been writing songs, top line melodies and lyrics over instrumentals. And he'd been making music in his studio, but didn't have anyone to write top line melodies. So we both met and had this sort of serendipitous conversation of like, oh yeah, I just can't find someone to do music. And he's like, but I can't find someone to do top lines. And I'm like, yo. Next thing you know, we go in the studio and the first song we record is What You're Gonna Do, which was an Artful Dodger tune, Something, and then the third song was Rewind, which ended up changing both of our lives. So.
On the dance floor, gotta move on, dancing, yeah, real hardcore. From the front to the back, that's where I was at. You know, the Artful Dodger do it right.
7 Days I wrote when I was around 17, and I remember just like being in my flat in Southampton, looking out of my bedroom window. You know, I was inspired, I was like having all these dreams and aspirations of how it could be. And little did I know that that song would become not only a song that changed my life and is the gift that keeps giving, but it's culturally weaved its way into the fabric and DNA of any conversation that involves saying, yeah, Monday I did this, and Tuesday, and as soon as you hit there, it's like, oh, that was Craig David's song. I'm like, yo.
Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday.
At the time, it was a true experience in my head of how it could go down for 7 days. See how it was, then I still had respect for the Sunday as well. I was like, you know what, Sundays you have to chill. Since then, I like to keep the mystique, even though I kind of say like, well, I mean, let's put into context. I'm living at home with my mum in our lovely little flat. The chances of me really pulling this off was quite difficult, but to still keep the magic alive. Because I was conscious of my mum and my grandma, who spent a lot of time in my home, when I was writing any song, but in particular 7 Days, I was just like, you know what, we're making love on Wednesday. Quite poetic for a kid who's like 17 years old who could have used any other ways of expressing that. Could have been vulgar, and it could have been, even with the getting to Wednesday. But I feel like, to be honest, in the times that we're living in, Wednesday seems like it's sort of archaic now. Like Monday seems like it could easily be the move. So I feel like the chivalry was existing back then, you know what I'm saying?
Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday.
The original demo of 7 Days was actually in my bedroom in my flat in Southampton. Then I went over to Ocean Village in Southampton, which was like 5 minutes away. That was where the studio was that I recorded the first album, Born to Do It. recorded the vocals for 7 Days there. I can remember when I first was singing the song and Mark just pulled out the guitar and started playing that iconic riff. Because I owe so much to Mark Hill as well. I want to just put that out there because that song and the album meant so much with our collaboration. So when he played that, I was like, yo, my guy. Usually we'd play back demos in the car, me and Mark, and we'd listen to them early days. That was where we knew if it sounded right. But this time we were now going in and actually having it a beautiful room where we could hear the sound kind of coming through like crystal clear. And me and Mark just looked at each other and were just like, I think we've got one. And he was like more hyped about my vocals and I was more hyped about the guitar. So I was just like, bro, your guitar. He's like, no, but the Monday to Tuesday. I was like, yeah, it's cool. He said, yeah, the guitar's all right. I'm like, bro. So we're having this sort of little bromance when we listened to it, which was fun. Little did I know that we were creating something that was about to kind of change both of our lives at that time.
I've got a big surprise for you.
We've got a big surprise.
Yeah.
It's got to be a big surprise, though.
It is.
Oh, okay.
The sales of over 40,000 records of your debut album, Born to Do It.
Excellent, man. That is wicked. Golden record.
Camera.
It's...
To get my second #1 with 7 Days was, yeah, I was just really grateful, man. Like it gone from 1 minute walking Southampton High Street, going into HMV or Virgin Megastore to buy a CD. And the next thing you know, I'm having a #1 with Fill Me In. Rewind was already doing its thing. 7 Days now going to #1. The run was just like incredible. I couldn't walk the same high street that I used to in Southampton. And that was a hard transition for me, but one that I'm grateful for.
Did she decline? No. Didn't she mind? I don't think so. Or was it for real? Damn sure.
The actual video for 7 Days was probably one of the most wholesome experiences that I've had. I worked with an amazing director duo called Max and Danya. They approached me with an idea which we fleshed out of Bill Murray's Groundhog Day and how the day would keep on repeating until I clocked that there was a moment where I was actually controlling my destiny. When I think about technology now and what it was then, to jump out of frame, pull it back down, come out, sort it all out and go back in, come on man, that was like, I had to say when I saw that, I said, yeah, this one, even if no one else was feeling that landed properly, that landed so well for me. So I felt like it hit all the markers, the video, the song, and it just encapsulated something really special.
All night long. Ooh, I love the way she kicked it from the front to the back, she flipped it.
I know 7 Days ended up being nominated for a Brit, but to lose out to the big man Robbie was a beautiful thing, man. I got so much love for Robbie. I mean, look at his legacy, look who he represents. And as a young kid growing up, to be in those conversations, I think for me was what was really poignant over the actual winning. Sometimes you got to go on a journey, and mine's been over 15 years now, to find that hunger and passion to come back stronger than I did when I first came in 1999, do you know what I'm saying? My DJ career had started when I was in Southampton, where I was making mixtapes and selling them at my local barbers. I could sell them at £10 a pop, I could buy some more vinyl, I could then go buy another bit of hi-fi equipment. Fast forward, I never got the opportunity to actually incorporate that into my actual performances when I was out. So when I got the chance to go to Miami, when I started throwing my own house parties called TS5 in my apartment, it was my moment where I could just spin some tunes again. Little did I know that that would then get played on some radio stations back in the UK, syndicated across the UK, and then come and do shows under the moniker of TS5. And then that became the moment where going out at Glastonbury and doing a band show and then playing TS5 set to like 100,000 people, thinking this is crazy. I was doing this like in my house like a year or 2 years ago.
Monday, took a for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday we chilled on.
I'm so happy to see like the resurgence of UK garage. It actually never had gone away. It's just these ebb and flows of sounds. People who set the tone, like Scott Garcia with like It's a London Thing, like you set the tone for the whole scene. Dream Team, you're seeing like Spoonie doing this thing like that. I know that if I come with a song like Wake Up, or even when the bassline drops, when I drop that, it was like, rewind is the litmus test for me always, so I always have to be careful. When I come with garage, I have to come correct. Otherwise, there's always gonna be like, yeah, but is it? So I really have to just tread lightly, but when I come, I hope in my heart that I come correct. but it's such a UK thing. It's so poignant and important that we celebrate garage and celebrate music we have in this country.
Monday, I took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday.
It truly has been the gift that keeps giving. It's a song that I love wholeheartedly. It's a song that when I perform it in any country I go to, it has exactly the same reaction. Someone says that they got married to one of your songs, or they met their partner, or they went on holiday and they met their best friend when they listened to that song. I mean, does more than any amount of streams or record sales. It's like, that's real life. So I live for it.
Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday.
When I perform 7 days now, and the beauty of it is that, especially like when I'm over in Ibiza Rocks for my TS5 pool party, the reaction from a crowd who some have been there from day one, some have joined at maybe 2016 when the Bassline drops and had my second #1 with Follow My Intuition album. And then there'll be people who are just discovering it. As soon as it hits, out come the phones and they're like, yo, and then they're turning it round and they're like, yo, and then some people are like showing me who they're speaking to when they've got like a FaceTime going on, so I can see the person at home literally just like relaxing in bed, and I'm like just vibing in the middle of Ibiza Rocks, and I'm like, this is crazy. It just hits the same every single time. And I guess for me to have a few of those songs in my catalogue, it is just something I'm just really, really grateful for, because music is so powerful, and when it really hits, it becomes timeless, and we don't always have those moments, but to have 7 days is one of them. I'm so happy.